There it is. We're live again.
We are live on the YouTube. What is up, YouTube?
Look at this. There's light behind me. What are we doing? What are we
There's so
doing
much
today?
light. I know it's during the
Yeah.
day. All of our people who watch us on YouTube are just like, all right, I thought you were children of night like us, but we're not.
We're not.
We're
We're really
children of the
not.
light,
That's
children
a
of the
that's a
day.
sacrifice we do for y'all most of the time.
We're old.
Usually
We like to be
usually
asleep
we
by
try
then.
to get to sleep at that by that point.
When we're
Especially
recording, yes, when we're recording 10 times out of 10, I'm in bed. Any other night.
oh, for
Any other
sure.
night.
Easily. Like or I'm vegging on the couch watching the Netflix or playing some Xbox or something if I'm not in bed. But something that does not require my mind to think, So
Vegging out.
but that's just how it is. So today we're like, let's just do this because we got busy nights, we got busy schedules. And
100%.
so the day is here, the day is behind us. So we're a little more awake probably. And we're doing it. We're doing the thing. I love it. I love it.
Yes, we are doing the thing. We're
Let's do
doing
it.
it. We're doing
So
it.
let's bring in the podcast peeps.
Let's do it. Let's get them in here.
All right. I'm gonna share this right here. And then I'm gonna share the sound. There it is. Bam. Nope. Wrong sharing screen.
YouTube
See
just saw it
guys.
though. That's where we start. So now you know.
That's where
You
we
know, that's where we start. You're seeing the magic. This is the magic of the YouTube. The
oh
YouTube.
man.
Sick.
Big
The
Z
magic.
is the sorry guys. Boom. Share sound. Boom. And here we go.
Let's do it. Yes, welcome back. Brevity Sports. It's your boy Fredo. Joined as always by my boy Zach. What's up, Big Z? How you doing?
So man, I'm good, dude. It's been a while. It's been
It's
a
been a
couple
while,
weeks.
dude.
Missed you. I mean, it's not like we didn't talk, but
Yeah.
uh, I missed seeing your face though. So I've been good, man. What was the last time we hung out on this? I went up north. I saw some old college friends. So it was like the annual college friend get together. So we were doing the thing, we were having some drinks, going out to eat, just catching up. And it was the first weekend that Haley and I didn't have Oliver actually. So he stayed with the in-laws. So it was a nice,
Wow.
time to get a catch up together. That was fun. That was, it's needed, as parents, it's, if you guys are new parents, any of you listen to us, like that's definitely needed. Not to say that your children don't matter, of course, but you do need at least like a night away every now and again. So that was cool, man. That was like really, really good time. But then, once that happens, like it's always like work is like, oh, you had fun. So now we're gonna make you work extra. So I'm day 10, man. Day 10 working straight. So little
Wow.
tired. But that's the sales world though. Like you have to go where the business
Yeah.
is. So yeah, just a little tired. That's it. That's why I got some tea right here to spruce me up. It's an espresso tea. It's kind of cool. It's from Trader Joe's. So it's been fun, man. How about you? How's everything? How's baseball with the kiddos?
Trader Joe's never lets you down, man. They're so nice in there. They want to know your
Yeah,
life
but here's
stories.
the
They want
thing
to hang
about
out with
Trader
you.
Joe's. Trader Joe's is great, but everything, all of their serving sizes are like appetizer size,
Ah,
in my
that's where they get
opinion.
you. That's where they
So
get you.
like, you have to buy two of them if you want like a big meal. I'm big, guys. I'm 6'4". Like I need to eat. It's like I need my
They don't
food.
they don't call you Big Z for no reason. And we
Exactly.
need big
Exactly.
meals for Big Z.
That's right. Not
Period.
appetizers. Come on, I'm not small
Yeah.
Z. Come on, I'm big
Not
Z. Let's go.
appetizers. We don't need no appetizers. We need
Mm-hmm.
appetizers.
Come
You know
on,
what I'm saying?
son.
Dude, I'm good. Just full swing baseball over here, man. Last night I was
Huh?
at the fields
Full
from
swing. Nice.
five. Yeah, right. No pun intended. I was at the fields from like 5 to 9. Tonight I'm going to be there from 4 to 9. Friday we'll probably end up with some sort of practice, some sort of batting, and then Saturday I'll be there for 4 hours again. So just lots and lots and lots and lots of baseball. So it is what it is, man. But we're good. We did miss a week. We apologize, but we will be as consistent as we possibly can be or
Oh
hope to
yeah.
be. So,
guys, just listen. We've been doing this for about a year now, and we have 50 episodes out. This is our 50th episode. So congrats to us. But which means we only miss like here and there, So it
right.
happens. It happens. We're busy dads, hard worker guys. So
We try
but
to be.
it never doesn't mean that we don't love you. So if we miss a week, it's okay. We love you
We
guys
just know we're
still.
coming back the following week.
Yeah,
So
we
don't
always
like
will.
think like, oh, they're gone forever. No, no, no. We're coming right back. We're coming right back. Don't
Right.
worry about it. We're
Don't worry about
coming.
it.
Like we will be here
We'll be
the
there
next week.
forever.
Look at that. I just got a drink hand delivered while we're
Look
live.
at
Look at
that.
this. We are so
Look at
cool.
that.
No, no, it's cool. It's while you're here though, because I made a massive blunder and I want the people on Zoom, the YouTube to know how we do things. Can you hand me that blue cord that's totally plugged in so I can stop lagging? Because that'd be amazing. Thanks. Hi everybody. So this is part of our if you're not watching on the YouTube, I'm telling you, you're just missing out. This is
Yeah.
what we do. This is what we do. We get Baskin Robbins because we are super healthy here. That's Danielle. That's my wife. I've talked about her many times on the podcast.
Who knew you had a network person? You have your
that's
own
my-
network.
That's my
crew at
intern.
home.
That's my
Yeah.
intern.
Dang,
So,
dude. Look at us. We're
yeah.
moving on up in the world of rugby sports. We're hiring interns. It's cool.
Look at us. But yeah, so
Just kidding,
I'm
D.
full
Just kidding,
swing.
Danielle.
I'm in full swing baseball.
Nice.
There is nothing else. There is only baseball. That's what's going on. And then work, obviously, that doesn't stop. And
Never.
but bright side, there has been no rat sightings for like
Good.
month.
Perfect.
So
yeah, me neither.
Since my
That's
truck
good.
got chewed up, nothing.
So your truck is running smoothly.
Running smooth.
Your washing machine and dryer are all good. No rats
Washer,
tumbling
dryer,
around in
great.
the tumbler. That's good.
We're doing
man.
it. We're
That's
crushing
good.
it. We're crushing the
Good.
no rat game.
Talking about not stopping, like, because we ain't stopping, but the NFL free agency, dude, that thing ain't stopping. That league this is why NFL is king, man. Like
Crazy.
that, it just continues to go on day after day, signing after signing, unless you're the Cowboys. But everything else, man, it's been a roller coaster, dude.
Can we acknowledge this for a second though, like how crazy that is? Like I know people are like, the Skip Bayless thing came out, right? The comma heard around the world.
Right.
But it's sort of crazy that a team like the Cowboys that you watched maybe be a couple pieces short. Right now, I understand. You mentioned Biggsy, you called this. Really, if you want to get technical, you called this. You talked about the issue that Dallas had on their hands with Dak Prescott, who's owed $60 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a crazy, crazy number. When we're talking about some of these large free agents, which let's be honest, the last time I can't even remember the last time we saw this large of a free agency class. I really can't.
No.
I'm trying to rack my brain the last time we saw Derrick Henry and Swift and Josh Jacobs and a Saquon Barkley. I can't remember the last time we saw this much movement or lack thereof. And if you're a Cowboys fan, you're sort of watching the carousel go round and round, and you're kind of just standing there with your cotton candy wondering, do I get a turn? Like, what's going on here?
This is the downfalls or the pitfalls of signing such a lucrative high annual salary deal with the team. Like, look at Patrick Mahomes. Like, originally, like he signed like a 10-year extension, and even that wasn't going to destroy their cap year by year.
Right.
Like, it was not near the $60 million annual mark. And then yesterday it comes out that he restructures his deal again, saving the team $21 million in cap space for the season. Like, that's to me, and I'm not trying to get on Dak for getting his money, right? But this is the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They figured it out. They figured out the science of how to manipulate the cap space and all to do all that. Where Dak and the Cowboys, like, they should have put some wiggle room, some language in the contract where you can convert some of that money, that base salary, to like a signing bonus to get more guys. Like, they should have done something like that. And now they can't restructure the deal because he has only 1 year left. So they can't restructure it and just push some money to the following years. Like, they have to decide, pay him this year, cut him, which they're not going to do. They can't trade him. And it doesn't sound like as of yet that they're going to extend him. So they're just kind of stuck. And they're a team that's notorious for saying, like, we're the smart guys in the room. We're going to get a little cute and we know everything and we can find all the guys, all the diamond in the roughs in the draft, and we're going to be just fine because there are guys and this is how we do things here in Dallas. But that hasn't been successful for you. And I just don't understand what their thought process is behind everything. And like, in my opinion, the whole NFL East or NFC East got better, and they just stayed where they're at. And they've actually lost guys. Like, they don't even have a running back. Really, like, they have Rico Dowdle. Awesome. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, man. The NFC East is actually it's going to be a lot better than it was last year. Even the Commanders are making moves. Like, they're getting Austin Eckler. Like, it's insane. Like, you have
It's a
to.
helpful piece.
It is. Like,
And even if the NFC East didn't get better, when you look at the fact that the Eagles just signed Saquon Barkley,
right.
right? Yes, they lost Kelsey, but he was on his podcast today talking about the fact that their entire O line is probably going to be Pro Bowlers. Right. They still have AJ Brown. They still have Devontae Smith. They just signed, like I just said, Saquon Barkley. I mean, they look nasty. Goddard is no slouch at tight end. He was hurt last year. A lot of people kind of moved off of him, but they forget that he was hurt for much of the year. We don't know if he was 100% when he got back. Right. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, that team is so stacked. And that's really, if you're Dallas, look, I appreciate the Commanders making a move for Austin Eckler. Do I think it's going to get them over the hump? I do not. Having said that, if you're a Cowboy fan, you're competing directly with the Eagles. Like, that is the team that you're targeting. So you're watching this team make move after move, sign a guy like Saquon, and you have no response, no answer. Right. And this is sort of the issue a couple of years ago when they re-signed Zeke Elliott. You know, they thought he was the guy, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you sure about that?" And then they're like, "No, we're going to double down. We're signing Dak Prescott." And it's almost like Jerry Jones' fear of being wrong and admitting that he's wrong, almost his pride, if you will, is getting in the way of this organization having any sort of success, because he can't just sit there now and just say, you know, I got Dak wrong. A couple years ago, I got Dak wrong. It doesn't seem like he's the guy. Let me go let me see if we can work out a deal or what have you. And on the flip side of that, yeah, I guess you can't you can't blame Dak. But at the same time, when you see guys like Tom Brady, when you've seen guys like Tom Brady, when you see a guy like Pat Mahomes, working out these team-friendly deals so they can get pieces. And let's be honest, if anybody has a right to sit here and say, I'm not giving you a team-friendly deal, at this point, it's Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But even he realizes, hey, I need Chris Jones. I need him to sign the biggest contract that a defensive tackle has ever signed. I need him. Right. Yeah. I need Kelsey around. And you know what? We may not have that receiver, but let's go find him. Like, he's given his organization grace, where a lot of guys are like, hey, I haven't had a receiver. I'm certainly not going to give you any sort of break or deal. Patrick Mahomes just won a freaking Super Bowl with easily the weakest core of receivers on any elite team. And yet he's still restructuring, because he realized, look, me not restructuring is not going to help me get across that finish line. If you're Dak Prescott, I would definitely think about it, unless you just don't want to win, calling that for an office, saying like, look, 60 million sounds great. 40 million sounds just as good. Can we do a bonus? Can we figure out something? Right. What can we do so that you can bring in another piece? Because it's clear, once you got to the NFC Championship, which they didn't even make this last year, but even when they did against the Niners a couple of years ago, CeeDee Lamb by himself was not enough. And then this last year, they can't even make it out of that first round and lose to Green Bay at home. If you're Dak, you know you need pieces, right? And unless we're buying in on, we were just tired, is that really what we're going to buy into? Is that really what we're going to be okay with? I just don't see it. And again, we just talked about the first big signing. The Eagles signed Saquon. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they get Saquon. He goes from the Giants to his rival. At first I thought the Giants were crazy for giving him up. I mean, which they are, but I feel like there's just a lot of bad blood between them, like with the franchise tags in past years. So, like, I think it was just like it that ran its course. That relationship did. But the Eagles or the Cowboys now, they've made some good signings in trades. Like, they got Brian Burns, a defensive end linebacker from the Panthers, who's a stud. Signed him to a 5-year, $150 million deal. So, like, the Cowboys or the Giants are doing things too. The Commanders are, the Eagles are, like you said. And the Eagles, you have Swift last year. He goes to the Bears, but you had Swift last year, and he was, he started the season off with a bang. And then as the season went on, he became kind of a liability, right? You had Gainwell in there, you had Bart Scott in there, all that different type of stuff. Now you have Saquon, who is a dog. Now you put him behind one of the best offensive lines in football. Like, imagine what that's going to do with a competent quarterback. Like, yeah, I don't think Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts is a superstar, but he's a lot better than Daniel Jones. You have great wide receivers on the outside. You have a great tight end, like you were alluding to with Dallas Goedert. Imagine Saquon now, because they can't stuff the box against this
No.
Eagles team because they have the
No.
weapons on the outside.
Yeah.
So you put a play action with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, RPO, and it's going to be a scary offense if they can figure it out. If their their egos don't get in the way, I think that's the team to beat as of now in the NFC East by far. It's a great signing by them.
Somebody's got to call AJ Brown immediately and be like, "Hey, dude, full disclosure, you're getting the ball less." Like, I don't want to hear you screaming about it. I don't want to hear you yelling about it. Saquon is our horse. We're going to get you the ball probably next. But Devontae Smith is still very talented. Goddard, like I said, is still, in my opinion, a Pro Bowl tight end. So the idea that you're just going to touch the ball and dominate the offense, there's just no way. The piece that exited there to make room, obviously, DeAndre Swift. I thought he had a great year.
Yeah,
earned himself another starting job, but a huge upgrade. Huge upgrade.
Right. I mean, for me though, DeAndre Swift going to the Bears, it's like, really? Like, I know he got a 3-year deal. I know.
Right.
But like that offensive line is horrendous. And you're coming off another, an offensive coordinator that they're probably going to change in a year or so because they're not going to be good next year, most likely. You go into a weird situation like, are we keeping Justin Fields? We're probably drafting Caleb Williams. So you come into that drama. It's just going to be natural drama. Those two are dogs and alphas. Like, I don't know. Can they coincide? Maybe. This is where DeAndre Swift's career, I think, kind of falls off, in my opinion. Like, unless like they can prove me wrong, and I'll admit it every day.
Here's how they prove you wrong, Big Z.
Yeah. Tell me.
The Bears need to keep Justin Fields. All right. If they keep Justin Fields, they sign Harrison Jr. They keep their first pick. They say, forget everybody. We're signing Justin Fields. We're getting Marvin Harrison Jr. Harrison Jr.
Perfect.
Right? And then you draft 2 offensive linemen minimum. They will make the playoffs. You heard it here first. Brevity Sports, Bears fans. This is your hope. If Justin Fields stays and you sign a couple offensive linemen as rookies,
I love it.
You got DeAndre Swift. You have the pieces. You get Harrison Jr. opposite DJ Moore. You're going to do good things. You're going to make the playoffs. I mean, do it.
This is just think of it like the universe is speaking, is giving you a sign here. Okay. Like, no one wanted to trade for Justin Fields, or your asking price was too high, whatever, Instagram was saying whatever, like he's going to Falcons, but Kirk Cousins goes to the Falcons. Yep. This is a blessing. Like, freaking improve him, work with him, make him become a competent quarterback in the league. Build around him. Get Harrison Jr. You have DJ Moore. Draft an offensive lineman. You have Cole Kmet. You have a good team. You're building a good defense. Like, just build the team around him, and it's going to be fruitful for you. Like, here it is. Here's the sign, Bears fans and Bears organization. This is the universe saying, keep Justin Fields, pass on Caleb Williams, because I guarantee you, if you get Caleb Williams, you're going to have a lot more drama in that locker room in the coming years. You're going to have a lot more coaching changes. You're going to have a lot more unrest in that whole organization. Pass on him. Let another team deal with him.
I still haven't heard a good defense for why he didn't want to throw or take part in medical. There's a lot more defense for why he didn't want to take part in the throwing as opposed to the medical overall. And I did hear him say, whatever team I sign with, they'll have their own medical that they take into account or what have you. To me, it didn't make a ton of sense. It just seems like someone in his camp is like, you're above this, and to me,
yes,
more than anything, he missed a massive opportunity to silence all the haters, right? Because the haters have steadily been growing, and he missed an opportunity to throw side by side with Drake and Bo Nix. Drake, another guy who didn't want to throw. He had a chance to throw alongside some of these guys and say, look, I'm on a completely different level than these guys. And here, you can see it right here. And then his response, this is a couple weeks ago, but again, we missed last week, but I just had to bring it up for him to say, I think if you want to see me throw this 32 games, did USC win a national championship that I don't know about?
Did they make the playoff? No.
Did USC make the playoff or something that I don't know about? Right. And you're going to sit here and that's your answer? You saw me play 32 games? Yeah, I saw you lose to college football teams. That's what I saw. Like that,
Mm.
eye test, I saw you lose a lot.
Right. Right.
I saw you crying on the sideline after you lost the game. Instead of being the leader on your team and encouraging those around you, you were crying on the sideline. That's what I saw. Now, I don't know if outside of that, maybe you did encourage your teammates. Maybe you rallied them in the locker room without anybody seeing or anybody knowing. But all he's done to me is hurt that value. And if I'm a Bears fan, I want no part of this guy. You have a
No.
Justin Fields who's committed to your city, loves your fans. The fans seemingly love him back. You've gone through a circus of coaches, right? Are we going to sit here? And again, I'm not trying to make the argument that he is as talented arm wise as Justin Herbert. I think he's better with his legs, obviously, but arm wise, are we going to sit here and say Justin Herbert is washed because he hasn't been able to get it done? No, we're going to sit here and look at the coaches and say, dude, Brandon Staley was a freaking joke. Right. Justin Fields is in the same camp. He's had joke after joke after joke. Hopefully this guy is it. Seems like they're staying with him. But again, you got to give an opportunity to succeed. And for me, you get him another weapon. You get him an actual O-line, not a college football O-line. Get him an actual O-line. I think Colin Cowherd came out and was like, oh, the Bears don't even have that bad of an O-line. I was like, dude, universally, everybody's accepted the Bears O-line is trash. Okay, look at their running back stats. Their O-line is not good. Okay, go get some O-linemen. Figure it out. You got a shot, in my opinion, to make the playoffs. And a move that some people are pooping on, which I don't understand. The one you just mentioned, Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons. I love this for them. There's a lot of people talking about, the Falcons get old man Kirk. It's like, dude, are you kidding me?
He was playing his best football up until his injury last year. Like the dude is, well, first off, he's an adult. Like you need an adult in that locker room. Like you have a very young team, a very young, talented team, by the way.
Yes.
You have a new coach in Raheem Morris, who's a great leader. He comes from the Sean McVay tree. But you need an adult at quarterback, and that's what you get in Kirk Cousins, not a guy who's going to be in the drama, just leaking stuff to the press. He's going to give it to you straight. He's going to play. He's going to show up. He's going to practice hard. He's going to do everything he needs to do to help his team win. And you're talking about unleashing potential. We've talked about the Falcons for years. We've talked about specifically Kyle Pitts for years about how good this guy is. And every single year, he's a bust. Because why? Because he doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't have a good coach around him. Now he has Raheem Morris. Now he has Kirk Cousins. Now he has Drake London. They have Darnell Mooney, who they brought in from Chicago. They have one of the best offensive lines in the game. So yeah, it's old man Cousins, but he's going to be protected. He's going to be fine, and they're going to utilize those weapons easily. That team, in my opinion, right now, they're going to win the NFC South. They're in the perfect division. And again, what this does is the same thing, similar to what you just mentioned about the Eagles, in my opinion. They have a Bijan Robinson. As far as I know, they still have Algier, which that is your backup, by the way, Morris. Just so when you get there, the guy named Bijan that you drafted in the first round, he's your stud. Use him. I feel like that needs to be said. But you cannot stack the box with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will beat you. He's been in this league a long time. He can read defenses. He's very intelligent. Yes, he's not as mobile. That was a comment that I was reading about. Oh, you could have Justin Fields and this and that. Listen, this is a very, very intelligent quarterback that can read the defense. We've seen him force feed his studs, right? You cannot talk about how good that Jefferson is while talking about simultaneously that Kirk Cousins is somehow not a good fit. Look, he has been amazing for Justin, right? Nobody's arguing that. Justin has been the premier, quote unquote, receiver in the league since he entered, and Kirk Cousins has a lot to do with that. So if I'm a Drake London fan, I'm enthused about the move. If I'm a Kyle Pitts fan, I'm enthused about the move. And let's be honest, if I'm a Kirk Cousins fan, I'm enthused about the move because Bijan Robinson is hands down more talented right now than any running back that he's had since arguably he had a healthy Cooks, but that was years ago. So again, I think it works. It's a great fit for both teams. Atlanta's going to be happy. They seem to have a solid defense last year. I'm sure they're going to improve on it this year. Anyone, anywhere will improve on Arthur Smith's offense. Pick a coach. I know.
Pick a coach. Use the weapons you have. If I'm a Falcons fan, I'm very excited. You're going against a Saints team who they're hoping that Derek Carr can be healthy. You're going against a Panthers team who's short about 6 weapons. I mean, come on, man. The Bucs are probably your biggest threat with Mike Evans staying and Baker. That is going to be your competition. I'm not going to take anything away from them. But again, they were barely good enough to be above 500 last year. This is a Falcons team now with Kirk Cousins in a full offseason. I mean, we could be talking about a team that's three games above 500, which in that division when that division, 3 games is a landslide. So,
Yeah,
you can make the playoffs. Seriously, Falcons
totally,
fans, this is your
totally,
moment.
totally. Yeah, I'm excited for them. I'm excited to see what Kirk brings to the table. It's been a flurry, man, a flurry of moves. It's really fun. We were missing it. We were definitely missing the NFL for sure. Like it, there's just so many fun things to talk about and so much drama. Yeah, it's crazy. My Niners are doing some stuff on defense. I wish they would have kind
Yeah,
of
because
shored
that's
up
what they needed.
that
That's what
offensive
they need.
line.
You got even better. That's
Um,
what the rest of the league wants to see is the
yeah,
Niners get better.
but yeah, it's cool, man. It's been good. Your Rams are doing some stuff on defense, some offense stuff. So some offensive linemen, some big dudes, some big studs.
Well, we knew it. We knew we needed to. The
Oh
fact
yeah,
that we got that
you
guy
have to
from the
protect
Lions,
Stafford.
huge. The
Yeah,
guy that we got, that was a big. I could not believe the Lions let him go. He
I
was such a
know.
big piece of their offense. His name escapes me right now, but when I was
Yeah,
reading up on him, I was like, "What in the world? How did the Lions ever let this guy go? This is crazy." But yeah, there's a lot of teams. Josh Jacobs,
Josh Jacobs. Yeah, he goes to the Packers, and then the Packers cut Jones, and then Jones goes to the Vikings, their rival,
yeah,
breaking a lot of Packer fans' hearts. What did you think about the Steelers trading Deontay Johnson? What do you feel about that?
man. So I don't. It's sort of crazy. I know they had some issues in that locker room. I think it was Pickens who didn't block, but Johnson had a few drops. I don't know. When I look at that Steelers teams, in my opinion, I think they need more weapons, not less. At this point, with Russell Wilson, I'm not one of the people that had an issue with this. I think he's going for the vet. I think he's
I
going
think
for
it's
pretty much the minimum,
I think it's a great
right?
move. Yeah, he is.
It
Yeah,
improves. It improves you didn't have a quarterback. Okay. I don't care. Mitchie, I know, is like obsessed with Pickett and like, oh, Rudolph, and they can. You didn't have a quarterback. Okay. And now you do. He's done it at the highest level. We've seen him do it for the Seahawks. He had a couple bad years, which unquestionably was just a horrible fit for the Broncos. It just didn't work. For whatever reason, it just didn't work.
He had a good season last year. He had 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Like
No,
that's
you're right.
not a bad year. Like, and they almost made the playoffs. They were like one game out of the playoffs, like after starting 0-6 or something like that.
And really, who knows if McVay can just keep his, I'm still waiting for that. Not McVay, I'm sorry. Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see how that actually pans out because as far as I know, I still have not seen him develop a quarterback.
Right now.
He walked into Drew Brees, right? So before we all assume that Russell is the issue, that is something that is worth noting. I don't mind that move. I was excited to watch him with Deontay Johnson. I felt like that gave him a good short target, and then he could blow the roof off, which is what he used to love to do with Lockett and DK Metcalf with the Pickens. But I feel like they gotta find somebody, right? They have to go get somebody. They're gonna have to find a receiver, and with Mike Evans resigning, and I'm not sure who they're going to get.
I don't know who's left, man. To be honest, yeah, 100%. Like you can't take away what weapons you did have, what little weapons you did have. And Deontay Johnson, like everyone drops a ball. Like like this is what happens in the NFL,
right?
Every wide receiver gets mad at his team. Like I don't know, like wide receivers are just diva. That's just the same definition of diva and wide receiver. Like they coincide. They're the same thing. I don't know. To me, he was the best option on offense that they had.
Right.
I think now that you make George Pickens the number one, that puts unneeded pressure on him, and he still has a lot of growing up to do. And I think that's a really good fit for Bryce Young. Like you talk about the flip side of it. Now you can pair him like with a aging Adam Thielen, someone who is not the number one anymore. Like, but he can be a 2. He can be a wide receiver B. I think that this is really going to help Bryce Young figure out his passing game because Deontay Johnson is a sure-handed wide receiver. So I think it's great. I think it's a great move for the Panthers, and they didn't give up a lot for him. So I don't know. I mean, it's too early to tell, but I think it's good. I think it's good for Deontay Johnson to get out of that locker room. I think that there's just a lot of stuff going on, and with Arthur Smith, it probably doesn't really help. Him coming in as the OC, it doesn't help at all. So,
yeah, but I mean, Tomlinson, it's almost like they are trying to turn up the difficulty level. When Tomlinson, like, okay, you're gonna have winning records. Here it is. We're gonna play on expert mode. Like, let's see how this goes. The other big move, obviously, we got to talk about it before we move off the NFL. But Derrick Henry, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to the
Yeah.
Ravens. I mean that they are already one of the most potent running teams. I mean, one of the largest knocks on their loss to Kansas City was the fact that they did not run the ball. They
Right.
ran the ball all year long. Kansas City comes down like, no, 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 we're going to throw. We're going to throw a lot. We're going to throw every down. We're going to throw as much as we can. And it was like, I did see a funny meme. It was like Derrick Henry carrying the Ravens. And then when they get to the playoffs, being told he has to be on the bench. It was like this really upset looking guy. But regardless, like this is a good fit, in my opinion. If you're Derrick Henry, you want to be on a team that has a chance. The Titans are not going to win next year.
Right.
You want to be on a team that has a real legitimate shot at a ring. The Ravens are that team. Having said that, I do hope the Ravens will utilize. I do hope that Harbaugh will utilize him, especially come the playoffs, because I think the Ravens are going to run away with this division again. They didn't get worse; they're only getting better. So I do think they're going to look just as great next year. That being the case, hopefully they learn. Let's run the ball. Let's run the ball. Come playoff time.
Yeah. And
Did you like that move?
I loved it, man. The type of football that the Ravens play is exactly the type of football that Derrick Henry plays. Just, a tough, run it up the gut type of football. Like, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to wear you down by the third quarter. And once that happens, I'm going to bust one for 60 yards. It's like, that is exactly the DNA that's in Derrick Henry. And that's exactly the DNA that's in John Harbaugh. So to pair Lamar Jackson with that, like, I think this really helps Lamar Jackson in his passing game too, because you're going to be able to utilize the play action a lot more. With a Derrick Henry, teams have to really focus their defense. Like, where is Derrick Henry going to be? What's he going to do? And now it opens up the passing game for Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, as we know, he's not the best passer when he's stuck in the pocket. So this, I think, is going to open up space for him to be more successful in the passing game because Derrick Henry's next to him. And it's not a bad thing. Like, every quarterback needs weapons. Like, so the better weapons you get, the better off you're going to be. It's just how you need to have a good team to win overall. So I think it's a great move, man. I think that Harbaugh is smart enough to utilize the skill set that Henry has and, just kind of plug it into that offense. Because that's how it does. It just run up the gut. We're going to beat you up and wear you down. I love it. I think it's great.
And if he has one weakness, this is the other reason I love the move. If he has one weakness, it's out of the backfield, right? Receiving the ball. Right. Keaton Mitchell's a dog. We just saw it, right? As long as he's healthy, that is a fire and lightning combo. Thunder and lightning. I'm sorry, fire and ice, thunder and lightning, whatever you want to talk about. I mean, this guy, come on, man. Henry's gonna tear it up the middle. Mitchell's gonna tear you around the sides. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty to watch.
It'll be fun, man.
Everybody's getting better.
Yeah.
Besides the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Moving right along. Speaking of teams not getting better, you knew we had to talk about it because we love it here. MLB, Big Z. I don't know if you heard about this. Okay.
Tell me, bro.
Garrett Cole already has an elbow injury.
Oh my!
He's out for months. Out for months. The Yankee fans are weeping. Ooh. The stands are closing. The hot dog stand guy, he's like just weeping. He's just crying on the corner. Man.
And Aaron Judge, dude. Aaron Judge is hurt too. I just read it.
No.
Yeah. I mean, not for months, but he had to have an MRI. They said it was clean, but he's probably going to be out for a while as well. I mean, just when you thought, things were turning around in Yankee land, boom, there you go. There's your wake up call. And we haven't even hit halfway through spring training yet for these guys. That's such a bummer though. Like, for baseball to be successful, you need the Yankees to be good. Like, no matter what your feelings are, like the big bag evil empire, we hate the Yankees. Everyone hates the Yankees, with quotation marks, but like, because it's fun to hate the Yankees because they're always so good. Like, the Dodgers have now become that new villain, but like, you want both coasts to be successful when it comes to the Yankees and Dodgers. So Garrett Cole, especially coming off such a great season last year and where the Yankees did nothing, and then them going all out and getting Juan Soto, trading a bunch of their farm, like their big, high valued farm system guys to get Soto. And now he's only playing on a 1-year deal. And you have Judge hurt, you have Cole hurt for months. Like, it doesn't look good to re-sign Juan Soto to a long-term deal because like he wants to see if they're going to be successful, And so I don't know, man. It really hurts them. It really does because that division is stacked. You have the Orioles just getting better all the time. You have the Rays. I mean, the Red Sox. The Red Sox suck. Like that. That's the one team that you can beat in
Boom.
that division. But the rest are just the Blue Jays. Like the rest of that division is amazing. And now, like you're in jeopardy of probably getting third or fourth place as it sits right now.
I I keep waiting for the Red Sox to make a move. I mean, I know we're not talking about them right now, but I keep waiting for them to make. I mean, they're supposed to be one of the better organizations in baseball,
Right.
and they just does not. We could be wrong. Maybe they got like five guys coming up that are just going to be absolute dogs. But I mean, a little bit. It just seems like they're preparing for just a long season over there. And then on
Yeah.
the flip side of that, like we said, the Yankees, they signed Soto, Aaron Judge, Soto, Garrett Cole, their guy. I mean, if you're a Yankee fan, this has to be the worst. And the fact that Garrett Cole or the fact that Aaron Judge just had to have an MRI, the last thing you want is a lingering injury. You
Right.
don't want injury. You want to be feeling good right now in March because if you already are injured by August, you're going to be feeling it. It is
Right.
going to be a long, long season. And we all know if you tweak something in baseball and all of a sudden you're tweaking the rest of it, you're adjusting your swing just slightly,
Yep.
maybe you're running a little bit differently, all of a sudden it leads to larger and more significant issues. So if you're a Yankee fan, I mean, this is not good news. This is not
No.
good news. Garrett Cole is out for months. Good luck to you. Again, like you said, I mean, the team to beat right now is the Orioles, and they're not getting worse. They're
No.
young, they're good, they're fast, they're hungry. I mean, as good as their season was, they got beat. Like they stole something in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. So
Right.
they're coming back hungry. They're looking to prove that it was not a fluke. Because that's what everybody look, they won, but who cares? They're still the Orioles. What could they do with it? Right? They're looking
Right.
to prove all the haters wrong. So good luck to you. And you know what? Just to show we're not biased, Dodgers infield is it's in shambles. The
Bro.
Dodgers infield is just it looks like they put their eggs in the wrong basket. It looks like the Dodgers should have paid Corey Seager. If we had any doubts already from the World Series, which obviously you and I did not, but should have paid Corey all $365 million because
Yep.
they do not have another shortstop. Gavin Lux is not a major league shortstop from all
Nope.
appearances. In fact, he's doing so poorly that Chris Taylor, who we've seen be a capable shortstop, also looks equally terribly. So he's like rubbing off on like different players of this organization. And really, you got Max Muncy at third base, allegedly. He's not an elite third baseman
No, he's
defensively. The
not.
reason
He's not.
the reason he's ranked as a good third baseman, top 10 in MLB, is because of the bat. That is why he's being ranked that high. So the only Gold Glove you have on the infield, right, is Mookie Betts, who has the Gold Glove in right field.
Right.
Right. They moved
Yeah.
him over to shortstop. Second base is already the moon, but now they moved him over to shortstop. And then you got Freddie Freeman at first. This is not good if you're a Dodger fan. You need your infield to be strong. You need your infield to be solid. And to me, it feels like the move is to trade Gavin Lux and go get you a shortstop somewhere.
Go get Adames from the Brewers. I'm sure the Brewers would love to, help Gavin Lux find his way in Milwaukee. It just seems like it's time for him to get a fresh start. It really does, man. Like he just looks like he has no confidence when he throws. Like he's thinking about it way too much, dude. And then you're letting
yips.
fly. Yeah, you had the yips, and then you're letting fly balls literally fall in front of you on the infield.
Oh,
Like
gosh.
just it's like he's the JV guy and he's playing with the varsity team. And like I love Mookie, and Mookie is great, and the fact that he converted into a second baseman so amazingly was incredible. But you can't just put a guy who's played 6 career games at shortstop. You can't just throw him into shortstop. Shortstop's not that type of position. Second base is
No.
that type of position. Like
Right.
Mookie is going to struggle there. I don't care how good Mookie is, unless you are a shortstop from birth. Like you are not going to be successful.
Out of the womb, you were
Like,
backhanding the ball.
I do not want Mookie Betts to be my shortstop in the playoffs. No, thank you. Like I don't care how long you are there all season. It's not going to turn out well for you. Like the Dodgers need to move him back to second base. They need to trade Lux. They need to get an actual capable shortstop. And you know what? Fine. If we have to use Miguel Rojas at shortstop, so be it. Like his bat's not there. Okay, but at least he can defend the heck out of shortstop. Like at least he can do that with his glove. Like that's
Right.
okay. You need someone to stop the ball over there because it's such a wide gap. He has the speed. He can close on the ball super quickly. He has the angles. Gavin Lux is not it. He has no confidence, and it's going to trickle down into that team every single time where when we're on defense, we're going to think, well, I hope they don't hit the ball to Lux. And guys in the big leagues are good enough to where they can control where they hit the ball. Like
Right.
that's their talent, and they're going to hit it at Lux all the time. Like that's just what's going to happen. And so they have a problem, man. Like this is not like they have a stud team, but yeah, we have better rosters than most teams in the league, but this is a glaring
Yeah.
weakness. Glaring. And
Yeah.
it's going to come back to bite them if they don't fix it right now. They have to.
If you're a Dodger team, this is sort of a hot take. I'm not gonna lie to you. You just got Kike for another year.
Right.
Just start giving him reps. Like he hasn't played shortstop in a bit, but he did play a lot of shortstop before he left. He's got a good glove. He's got a good arm. He's very, very athletic. Get him at shortstop. Start giving him reps. That way, if we don't find a shortstop, at least you have a legitimate shortstop. But let's not forget, Kike may not be the guy day in and day out that's going to hit 300 for you. I admit that. But he is a big moment guy. Kike has hit big home runs, big hits in the playoffs, in big games. Doesn't hurt the lineup. Get him in there. Let him start taking reps. Trade Gavin Lux. We're done. We tried it. It didn't work. Unfortunate for him, but I agree with you. It almost looks like it would be beneficial for him to just go elsewhere. Look what it did for Cody. Cody looked fantastic last year. Good for him getting re-signed with the Cubs. He looked fantastic last year. I think very much Lux is in that same position. By the way, before we end, NCAA, we'll be talking about that next week once everything is set. We'll be going into March Madness. We'll have a fail bracket for you, so don't ever copy our bracket. We're warning you right now.
Ever.
Don't do it.
But tune in because it's gonna be fun to watch us pick.
Because and then you can just poop on us later. Just like literally just make the most fun of us for our ridiculous dumb picks. It'll be fantastic. And with last but not least, because I have to talk about it. You know I do, Big C. I have to talk about whatever's going on. Verstappen is just a dog. If you don't know F1, he's been a dog. It's Verstappen and then everybody else. But for those who don't want to watch, and I referenced this the other day, for those who don't want to watch, just watch number 2 through like number 10. Like it's Verstappen. Like pretend Verstappen's not even there, right? Because he's gonna win, and then just pretend everybody behind him is there, and it actually gets pretty entertaining. Like Sergio Perez in the other Red Bull car is only winning by like 3 seconds, which is it's still a big lead in F1, but it's not nearly the chasm of Verstappen, like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it was his last race.
Right.
But again, watch all those other guys race, and it's still a ton of fun when you're watching, Ferrari and it's Aston Martin, competing with one another, trying to take that next spot. Mercedes, who is the number one driver, George Russell or Hamilton? I know Hamilton, still technically their number one driver, but George Russell's beaten him the last couple races. So keep your eye on that. Just some fun stuff to look at. But F1, I've been loving it, Big Z. I've been loving it.
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's pretty exhilarating to watch it. They're so fast, dude. Like so much faster than like the NHRA like that we have and NASCAR even. It's like those are like that's the minor leagues, dude. Like this is the major leagues F1. It's really fun to watch.
Oh, come on.
And I love how they move around to different cities and like, it's a whole spectacle, and it's everyone in the city gets pumped for it, and it's like a whole event. It's pretty cool, pretty powerful. It's kind of like when the Super Bowl goes to different cities, like it becomes a whole weekend or a whole week type of thing. That's what F1, like that's the impact it has internationally. So it's cool, man. Like if you guys need to check it out. I don't know everything like Fredo does, but it's really fun to watch. It's really exciting, keeps you on your toes. So I suggest it because even I tune in, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's fun. So go watch it.
If you want to get better at it, just watch Drive to Survive. You learn everybody's names. You learn all their cars. It's really fun. We love you. This has been a fun episode, Big Z. Say bye to the people.
People, hope you have a great week. We'll be back at you again next week. Like Fredo said, doing our brackets. We have not forsaken you. We have not forgotten about you. But thanks for tuning in again. Like our video on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. Have a great, awesome week.
Thank you for joining us. Go check out our YouTube, follow, subscribe, Instagram, all that good stuff. We'll be here next week. We will be consistent. If we're not, just know it's for good reason. Have a great day, great week, and tell your friends we are